Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Why Are There Still Collectibles Here? I thought I was really thorough about collecting them all. And by that I mean Xenoblade Chronicles. So, we're in the middle of Central Factory, did quite a lot of exploring actually in the last episode, and today we're actually going to move on with what the game actually wants us to actually... Oh, that's why I wasn't thorough about collecting them. Suddenly things make so much more sense. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna head in deeper. Into deep. Oh yeah, we also got more thanks over here. Thank. I know future me in editing is gonna have a field day by making these things into a meme thumbnail. Oh, that's 2 advanced frames. Let's get the 3rd. And that's 3. Excellent. Now we can build a weapon just for me, and by me I mean the quest giver. Alright, so big door, obviously not where we're trying to go because it's locked. We want to head into this little door. Uh-oh. Oh. I really did meme myself there, didn't I? Yeah, it really do be that way sometimes. I know exactly what we need to collect, and the fact that I totally forgot that we needed to collect these until just now makes me super sad, because I know where we need to go in order to collect these. Anyway, yeah, we have to fight a few Mechon in order to collect what we need to collect. So, yeah, I think I'll just fast forward the entire thing, because we've been in these areas before, we know what's around here. Fights against Mechon enemies like these are not too interesting to watch because they're so weak, so I'll just cut them out. Okay, so that takes care of the things we need to make the explosive. Yes, alright. So now that we've got that, oh, don't tell me. I think I do, don't I? Oh yeah, I definitely do. Okay, back to the control tower then. Here we go. And now we can progress with the game. I guess this is karma. You know, I've been wanting to progress with the game for so long, and then the game is like, no, 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 you gotta do these things first, you know? Let's see. We want to go this way. Up this way, actually. If you happen to have a lot of, like, abilities that have a large amount of knockback, this is a good time to... I just got the second black styrene. Excellent. This is a good time to pull them out, because we've got narrow walkways and enemies that'll appear here, and if you knock them off and into the abyss, they just immediately die. You won't get any rewards for doing that in terms of like items, but it's a good way to clear out enemies quickly if that's what you're aiming for. So yeah, it can be pretty useful. I think Spear Break from Melia is one such ability, so... And if you're going that route, you might as well also put on a Starlight Kick, because Spear Break and Starlight Kick is, I think, an auto-topple. I think. Assuming they don't, like, resist it or anything like that. Let's see. We want to go over this way. I think Fiora is supposed to get an ability like that, too. I think. I'm not 100% on that one, so... But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to fight these guys the normal way. Everyone! It's about this point in the game when you might notice that Shulk's drawing in a lot of aggro. That's just because at this point, Shulk does so much damage against enemies that it's like really hard for your allies to maintain the aggro against them. Just because of how much Shulk can pile on a single enemy. Okay, there we go. I guess I could talk also a little bit more about like party setups for this point. At this point, it's actually not a terrible idea to have Charlotte out front. Just cause at this point her healing output is actually pretty good. Earlier in the game it was like more healing than you need, but at this point it's actually just about enough. Because you can see here, even with Ricky and Shulk doing healing, it's still not quite enough to keep us at topped up. The only detriment is that you'll lose out on either an extra tank or an extra DPS if you put Charlotte in the party, but you can usually muddle through in most circumstances. Also, when it comes to like equipment, even though I'm not quite following this bit of advice, at this point it's actually pretty beneficial to have everyone except for Melia and Dunban in heavier armor. Like Shulk and some of the others should be in medium armor, and ideally Ricky and Ryan should be in heavy armor if you have the skill link for Ricky for that. If you don't, then just slap him on some medium armor. It's relatively just okay. The reason here being that a lot of the enemies in this like part of the game just deal enough damage and hit accurately enough that it'll be kind of difficult for you to dodge out of the way unless you're like built to be a dodge tank. I mean, you can even see here Dunban's getting hit a lot too, so he's getting hit for quite a lot, so huh. Neat. Thank you for warning me that the enemy is about to miss. I don't know what I would have done without this information. Well, we got a level up out of all that, so that's something, I guess. But yeah, that's just how I feel about this point in the game. I'll probably be readjusting a lot of my setup in the coming future, so yeah. Expect to see a lot about changes therein relatively soonish. Anyway, this takes us up another floor onto the central tower roof. So that's convenient. Let's see, just over here should be the lift, which we can activate. And that'll let us go down a floor again, so that'll also be really handy. At least that's how I think it's going. That's what I want for the previous floor, so I imagine that's how it's going to go for this one. Except this time there's no secret, well, not secret area, but like no extra area we can go to. Yeah, tower boarding gate. Oh, no, we have to turn off the thing there too. Okay. We've got just a little bit more work ahead of us. Sacred Panther, oh. Can we get there now? I thought that was an area we couldn't quite get to yet. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. And just take a little bit of a moment to go off the beaten path here. Take us to the face maintenance bay. Oh, it appears we can just go straight there. Huh. I'm gonna take a dip in here because landmark? Landmark? Landmark. This way is the landmark.
Ricky want to be even stronger!
Oh. Oh, it's this place from the cutscene way earlier in the game where Fiora was reconstructed as Lady Mayneth. I know that's reaching real deep back into the LP for that one, but that's where it is. I do love how there are a lot of areas like that in this game where you're like, oh, this was this part in this cutscene. We can actually just go there. That's neat. I don't think the game's gonna let me do what I'm trying to do, but that's not gonna stop me from trying. Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I thought. There's a big gate there. Well, I'll just say remember this area for later, and leave it at that, because it's not really relevant now, but it will be eventually. Anyway, on to the actual adventure. I don't think we can do anything here. Yeah, there's nothing we can really do over here. But again, it's always neat to see areas in the game that were cutscenes. I think just about every area in the game that has a cutscene has like an actual location you go to eventually. So that I think is real cool. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Piece of cake!
But yeah, I'll worry about setup stuff later. I don't know why I'm thinking about that now. I was thinking a little bit more about how setup stuff's going to go, but there's a lot to consider for setups in the coming future, and a lot of like gem crafting and stuff I'm going to have to do with regards to that setup, so it's not something I'm going to worry about until between episodes, I think. There's going to be a lot of work to do between episodes, though, I'll tell you what. I will say, though, that we've made a lot of progress in this game in this mass recording week, I guess. Like, I got bogged down with Alchemoth's side quests and the associated, you know, things with that, but I think I've made a lot of progress, because, like, everything from Valak Mountain on, basically, up till this point, has been recorded in, like, the span of less than a week, which I think is just pretty impressive time making. So anyway, before we move on forward, I want to take a quick dip here and just open up the elevator down here for later. There you go. Just to show off that you can now access that elevator. It just takes you straight a floor down, so now you don't have to go through the factory if you want to get down there, although you could just skip travel. And now we're just going to move on forward right over here. Of course it's not that easy. It's never that easy. Because we've got the M88 Rapids over here. And these guys you are actually required to fight.
Let's focus our efforts.
As you can tell by the green berry. You can't really move on until you clear them out. And this is like essentially a boss fight, so yeah. I recommend you take out the little fairies first, because they're small and weak, but they will just pound you for damage if you don't take care of them first.
Let's focus our efforts.
So yeah. Let's see. We're in a little bit of trouble keeping our HP topped up. And Ricky in particular is getting pounded a lot too. Wow, that looks like a pretty big yeet. Well, that's just great.
Show me the way.
Huh. That's weird. I thought Nana Speed was supposed to protect me from that.
Alright, I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. We can definitely do this. This isn't going well.
Wow, that was a big yeet.
Let's focus our efforts. Not
I
bad.
feel like we're gonna have to res a few people soon.
Everyone, let's go.
This is what I was warning you about, by the way, when it comes to like party members taking mass damage.
You all right, Ricky? You can do it. We choose just what I find. How can this be? Thank you, Gunban.
Ricky's so excited.
We need full power, Ricky. Now's perfect for a chain attack. Time to show our true power. That's what's happened.
Ooh, you know what I could do? I could have used this and use it for free healing. Yeah! That is in fact a valid strategy. Sometimes if you have a vision and you already have a counter in the name of like shield or something like that, you can just use the warning and expend a bit of a chain attack gauge and just have one of your party members do a free area healing. It works especially well with Charlotte too, because you can get like heal round out of that, and that's just super powerful. See, I mean it does cost a bit of the chain attack gauge, but like it's totally worth it in the name of like getting some free healing out of that, so. Alright, so yeah, there's just one of these guys left. It's a white tagged enemy on their own. It's really easy to deal with. They go down real fast, so there you go.
Stay focused. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let's see, there's stuff to explore over that way, but I don't think it's that important. And there's like a ether crystal or deposit, so yeah, a crystal deposit that we can go over there and collect from, but I really do just play myself this way.
Time is now. Light heal. Nice shower. Electric dustbuster. Good. Worldly.
Oh God!
Can you stand? Everyone, make a run for it.
Spike effects are so. Let's try and avoid that, shall we? I don't feel like doing a complete setup readjustment just for one enemy that has spike damage effects on it. As much as I say like it irritates me, because Lord, it does irritate me, just be thankful that like you never have to do any fight with a spiked enemy as like a storyline battle. At least if I recall correctly. Like, I don't think there are such things in this game. Because, oh my god, that's the one thing I hated about the Chapter 5 boss in Xenoblade 2 was that stupid spike damage it does to you. Anyway, so you can see here we made it to the Agniratha Transporter. There's still a 5th level that we haven't gotten to yet. We can't do anything with that right now, which is part of the reason why. So, yeah, that's why I told you earlier that you can't really clear this area right now. So, yeah. But anyway, this is in the top of Central Factory. We made it here pretty handily. So, I'm actually going to take a brief moment to backtrack a little bit and do a few things. Well, first things first, we actually have some side quests and things that I want to handle. I gotta stop saying so much and so much. At this point in the game, you can actually do a lot of things with Colony 6. We have the means and access to materials to gather everything for everything or almost everything for nature and commerce level 4, as well as housing all the way up to level 5 for Colony 6. Which does mean that we can do a whole lot of recruitment for Colony 6, so long as we meet several of the requirements necessary, of course. We can't recruit everyone, that won't happen until basically much later in the game, which I am going to discuss a little bit later. And while we do those recruitment things, we can also complete a few more quests and get ourselves a little bit higher leveled for the next area, because Agniratha is pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. And once we complete that, I'm gonna do a basic setup overhaul. We're gonna craft a whole bunch of gems and change out everyone's equipment. And then I'm gonna meet you back here at the top of Central Factory, where we progress into Agniratha in the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles. See you guys then!